Told me about one that made me think of that, but I didn't do it.
Yeah, that off Pickett's line.
So I probably forgot about it.
Yeah, we'll get one.
I was just like,
Get on it.
Okay.
and you know, that
We could have been.
Oh, Regan's and Rogers, yeah.
Isn't that Ross over there?
True freshman. Is he from Alabama?
Yeah, yeah.
That's, that was just totally shocking to me.
Oh, he did me too. I'm not surprised at one either. I mean, I can see him beating, you know, 3 of all, 3 4 ball, you know what I'm saying? But not like they are.
Got this on the tools on the ground, but
Yeah.
he hadn't really get out there, hardly at all.
Is it close enough, Mark?
Yeah, roll it.
Call the Water Commission meeting open. Did everyone receive their minutes?
Yes, sir.
Do I hear a motion that we accept the minutes as presented?
So moved.
Second. Moved and second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Before we get into it, I'm not trying to play Hollywood, but I've had a shot in my eye, and that's the reason I got my sunglasses on. Eye. I think it's what, pretty bad hangover. Financial report, Mr. Pearson.
Okay, for the month of December, we had revenue, total revenue, $234,380. On page 4, the expense was $245,051. That's a net loss of $10,671. And for the year, we are at a loss of $8,596. Now, what that's contributed to is on page 1, our revenue is way down for the month of December. 234,000 is several thousand less than what you see on the previous months. So our revenue is down because of the just fact that it's in December, not people using water this time of year. So look at that and see if you got any questions. Labor and everything's about on target. We haven't had any major breaks like we had in January. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I'll take that back. But our revenue's just down this month.
Notice the sales to industries is down. Is that normal this time of year?
We noticed that too.
82, 72 down to 57.
Yeah, I don't know why that is. I think TRW had a decrease, didn't they?
Well, they have that shutdown here.
That's true, they're off, they shut down a week in December. Yeah, that's what that could be, good thinking.
Anything else?
Any other questions? Okay, good.
We got bids to open. For the grit removal and the diffusers.
Here you go. Who you got?
Well, they got the proper things on them, right?
That's what we got to look at. This is Performance Contracting Company. I want, Mr. Carpenter to be the lead on the technical side to review this, but, PCI is, out of Knoxville, $38,295.18. That's for grit removal.
What's that figure again?
$38,295.18. Of course, we have to look at the, technical side of it. Sure.
Just doesn't have the usual part in it.
No, it's just grit removal. I think this one here is too.
Who's that?
This is Marion. Marion Environmental.
It's on the grid too.
Yes. His total bid is $22,400. You got a paper clip or something?
What's this one do?
That is cover letter.
Okay. That it?
No, I think this one's got both of them in it.
Who's it?
Got both, diffusers and grit removal.
The first two is just it, right?
Yes.
It's a big savings here.
This is WD, no, W&O.
Let me know.
W&O. They bid both grit removal and the, diffusers. For grit removal, their bid is $28,400. For, our diffusers, it's $155,600.
That's some big money.
Yeah.
$155,600.
Where are they at?
They're out of Livingston, Tennessee. And like I say, we'll have to review these, make sure they're meet specs. So we've got one diffuser and three grit removals. And I think that's all the grit removals we got there, Glenn.
Yeah.
This one's for the diffusers. This is Garney Construction, Garney Construction. And this is for the diffusers. Some of these guys came down and visited the plant, so hopefully they've got a pretty good bid, enough information to make a pretty good bid. Travis, he included sluice gate, some other things.
Yeah, that's part of the job. That's part of the job, cutting the flow off to the aerator.
That's part of it?
Yeah.
Okay, he split those up, he counted, labor for that, material and labor is 21,000. For, sluice gates and splitter box and a diesel 6-inch bypass pump as a piece of equipment, but, $21,000 for that and $163,000 for the aeration system for the futures. So those two total would be his bid.
So we really don't know if the other bids that the one that includes grid and diffuser, we really don't know if it includes what Travis was just talking about, right?
Yeah, that's what we gotta look for.
I mean,
That's what
we
got.
don't know that right now.
No,
Okay.
that's what we got to determine. And that's all I have that came in.
Well,
Really got it. Make sure everything is done.
Is that for the sewer plant or the water treatment plant?
That's at the sewer plant.
all right, so you will check those and let us know for next meeting.
Yes, with, Mr. Carpenter, the lead. Okay, I'm putting together the bid package for the cured in place lining. I talked a little bit about it, the other meeting. It's, on the east end, it's 3,300 feet of lined sewer pipe. That's what we're going out for bid for. It's, including about 9 manholes. It's to mitigate our I&I, influx and infiltration. All these are clay pipe and water is just comes into those pipes and the, manholes that not necessary. So we're going to go out for bid, and I hope to have that for you for the next, hope to be ready to open that one by the next meeting. I'm gonna try to get it out tomorrow to go on the street for, bids. So if nothing goes wrong, I'll have that for you open next meeting. And the tank rehab, that one I'm putting together too. It's pretty extensive. I've got to, take my time on that and do a good job on the bid package for it. I may not have it ready for you open next month, but the month after. That is a rehab, program for our tanks, and, that would include, cleaning the tanks, looking at putting mixers, in certain tanks, and aeration system in, certain tanks that, would help us on disinfectant byproducts.
So do we need to make a motion about these two requests for bids? Does the
You
board
can.
need to vote?
You
to
can,
request? We don't
I'm,
have to
I'm
do
just requesting that I go out for bid.
I didn't know if we needed to do that.
You did
We already did.
Well,
you
I just
did the
wanna make
one,
sure.
you didn't the tank rehab, but you did the place piping was already
Right.
last month, you voted.
Right, but I'm.
But the rehab, you had.
So we need to do the tank rehab.
I was trying to get the cured in place, but I didn't get there, so I'll have it for next meeting. So we need approval to go out for tank rehab.
Approval, request bids. Make that motion.
Second.
Moved and second. Any other discussion? We don't have to roll call that, do we?
That's all in the budget, I believe.
Peter?
Yeah. it's a bond.
And we're not spending any money, actually, we're just
Right.
That's
going out
true.
for bids.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those disapprove, no.
Okay, I gave you all Ixom contract the last time. Did you have a chance to look at that? And, today I'm asking for approval for Jim to sign this contract. It's for service contract for Ixom to help us tweak the mic system. We think we can have more efficiency from the system if we have a little help from the manufacturer. And,
We have an extra one, though.
here, yeah.
Thank you.
And this is just a year contract?
It is.
Did I hear a motion to,
Well, that, excuse me, look, Mr. Pearson, will that include Mr. Perry on some of these jobs?
Well, I have,
Oh, okay.
yeah. This here, though, he doesn't have expertise for.
Oh, okay.
But he's helped on a couple of projects, so I'm using him.
Make a motion, we approve the Dixon contract for the
Second.
help with the mining.
been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those disapprove, no. All right, Commissioner's order on DDP.
Okay, that is a commissioner's order on disinfectant byproducts. Now, I want to notify you that we have been, fined for not meeting our disinfectant byproducts for, consecutive quarters. That is on the THMs and, halosic acids, HAA5. We were very close. I gave you a printout last month that showed that, we missed the, being in compliance by 0.35 on the running average. And that's where our requirement is on the running average. So we made improvements, and we've got to continue making improvements. The things that I've been talking to you about, tank rehab and managing the MIAC system to get the best efficiency, will help. And, fine was for $7,120. We were to pay $1,424 up front. Now, the rest of the fine is dependent on whether we comply with what's in the order. I didn't bring everybody a copy of the order, but I'll be glad to sit down with you and go over the order. Either me or one of us can get in more detail with you, but if we comply with what they have required, then the $1,424 is that's what we owe. We have to, within a certain amount of time, we've got to submit a plan called a study that characterizes our water quality within the distribution system. And we're gonna start from the creek through the filter plant and into the distribution system. The study will evaluate water age, it'll evaluate turnover and mixing. We have tanks that, we've got more volume than we actually need. We're required to have some a 24-hour supply for fire protection, but in reality, we have more than that. We've got 6 tanks. 5 of them are older. The one up Stanley Valley is newer, and it's got a little bit better design. The old tank's design has one inlet, and it's the same outlet. So there's only one pipe that water goes in and water comes out the same pipe. So there's no mixing by that method. We have the tank rehab, like I talked to you about a while ago, includes mixing and aeration if we seem to need it. But, that tank rehab will play right into this. And I've talked to Vaughn and Melton. They're in the process of putting together a proposal that I'll bring you. They may come and talk to you the next meeting. Hopefully they'll be ready by next meeting. And, describe to you what they're gonna provide during this study. They'll do, a model of our system, which, with the 2 million gallon tank, we never have modeled our system. So that's the product they're gonna come up with, is how that water flows through our system and how it is turned over. And, without turnover in your tanks, you're gonna have disinfectant byproducts. And right now, we are flushing, you all approved, manpower for flushing. Gary Hilton is doing our flushing, and he's doing a great job. We can tell now that he has helped. And we're gonna continue that, a good flushing program. And the model will help us, determine where the best place is to flush. So, Vaughn and Melton's putting that together. That's the first step. Do a study. And, I should have some information for you. But, if anybody wants to, I have the order here. If anybody wants to see it, I'd be glad to show it to you. But the study is the first thing we do. Like I say, we have made improvements. You can see how flushing helps. We are manually turning over one tank, and that's helped. We'll make sure that we have good water in it by manually cutting it off and on. So this is a good thing. This is a good thing. The fine's not a good thing, but the study is. And we'll have a better handle on what it takes to manage distribution.
This is something we should have had years ago.
Any question?
I'm the one who received the letter,
Yeah.
in case anybody wants to know. Wouldn't give it to anybody else, would it?
Well, let me pick it up. I don't know.
Wow.
Any question?
We're gonna fix it.
Oh, I'd be glad to meet with you individually and go over it, so you'll understand. This is a, a thing that we had planned. The bond included money to do exactly what we're required to do, so we had intentions. It's just that, it takes time, and this will take time. So, if there's no other questions, I've got one item here on the agenda that I'd like to add. It's in part in red at the bottom of the sheet, the one I handed out. We had a situation where our mailing company failed to get our bills in the mail on time. If you'll follow the progression here on the part in red, we submitted information on December 20th. The bills weren't mailed until January 2nd. And here's one of the envelopes. It didn't get out till January 2nd. And we've got something here, I don't know whether the post office put on it or not, but it indicates that 1/4, it might not have gone out till January the 4th.
Yeah, that's metered mail, it could be, even though it's metered, then don't mean it went anywhere.
Right. So customers didn't get the mail the bill till the 7th.
Yeah, I had several phone calls from people freaking out.
The bills are due January 12th. The bills are late after January 15th. That's normal, you know, 12th and, somewhere around the 15th, when you start applying late fees. My question is, since they were out late, they got their bills late, and that's why I put that on this, and I'd like to include it on the agenda and have y'all discuss, and should we charge late fees? Need discussion on that.
Well, I'll accept the motion that we added to the agenda.
I'll make that motion.
We move to have a second.
Second.
Moved to second, any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Disapprove, no. Okay, I don't see how you could charge them a late fee that he got the bill late. That's just my opinion.
We're looking
This
at
is
it
how one day is gonna help
11
do.
days, later than it should have happened.
Yeah, we supposed to get out on the 1st of the month.
It's happened before, and we
Yeah.
extended the late fee deadline that time, so we more or less set a precedent that we're gonna the mailing went out late, we're gonna have to extend the late fee
I
deadline.
don't have a problem extending late fee. Do we have any recourse against this company?
We've talked to them like dogs. That's all I can say. I mean, it's a contract that's renewed every year automatically.
Automatically?
Yes. So I'll have to look at what it says about performance.
That bill, look at it.
What date are we gonna give them?
Looks like you want to give them at least the 25th.
Is that doable, or is what do you think?
Well, we would have to.
To extend the late,
We would have to consider our cutoffs. It would affect the days that we do cutoffs.
yeah, we have cutoffs if they don't pay. So those come after the late fee. Late fee day.
Christie, what did we do in the past when this happened? Did we move the cutoff date, or what did we do? We just move the due date for the late date?
Well, we've talked about it, and we feel that if we give them till the 18th, before we apply the late fees, that gives them the appropriate, and then do the cutoffs on the 28th. So then that's still, you know,
Give them 6 more days.
giving them enough time.
And I'm sure that puts an extra bunch of work on you all, but, I think it's only fair, and we've done it before, so we really can't.
Yeah, we have not had to do it.
Make a motion, we accept the dates that Christie presented. Tell us the dates again,
What was
Christie,
it?
build it and build
It'd be
it.
the 18th.
Okay.
18th and the
Oh,
Wait
28th.
till
I'll
after the
second that.
18th and cut off on the 28th.
Legally, you're gonna have to, you can't, if you cut anybody off, you're gonna have to give them notice. You can't just arbitrarily change this date.
That'd be in the
There are
18th.
constitutional rights to utility service, and, you're gonna have to give them notice if you're gonna cut them off.
Even if we move
Yeah,
it forward.
doesn't make it, how do they know?
Well, they got more time than they had before.
It doesn't make any difference. They know what the dates were supposed to have been, and if you're gonna change them, before you cut them off, you've got to provide them notice and an opportunity to cure it.
Is that a by mail thing, or
Yeah.
it has to be?
Yeah, well, I mean, you're not talking about that many people.
Yeah.
Christie's got something to say.
Yeah, on the 18th, when we send that notice out, it actually specifically tells them the day that they have before the cutoff, to give them enough time to.
So the
They'll have
25th
10
will be
days
on
in
that.
between,
They'll be
yes.
notified.
They'll be
by mail.
notified, yes.
Okay.
Will that cover it, Bill?
Are you talking about sending out a new notice?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a late notice.
Yeah, late notice.
You made the motion.
Bill
You seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those disapprove, no. All right.
That's all I've got.
I make a motion we adjourn.
Have a second?
We got 2 minutes.
Two. All in favor, say aye.
We got the Board of Mayor and Alderman coming up in about 2 minutes. How you doing?
Good, Jeff, how about you?
Good, Jim. Nice and quiet.
That's the way I like it.
Yeah. Santa Claus, come to your house?
Oh, my son. Yeah, that's fine. It's the same group of people. It'll be different. Thanks, but okay.
Bill, is that your Andy McCall entry?
Secretary, he was 300 pounds, so you think you can
It was him, he got educated.
Okay, that's good. He's good.
Kids love him.
I'm not a
How's your brother doing?
I'm not a betting man, but I give
They're keeping the roads hot.
You've had your time. Okay.
Keeping the roads hot.
Tell Glenn to get in.
Kentucky,
That's what Cody planned about.
Western Kentucky.
Which version we have.
I'm sure he's doing well.
I'll tell you who's asking about
Just hadn't seen him.
I know they have a lot of list to do.
I've got the new folder coming. This is the old one. They hadn't done it for me yet.
Call the meeting to order. I'd like to welcome everybody to our January meeting. And everyone, let's see, let's have a prayer now for Charlie. Everyone stand.
Let's pray. God, we thank you today. We thank you for this opportunity again tonight to do the work in the will of the town. Lord, we love you. In your name we pray, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Would you give us a pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Everyone received their minutes? I hear a motion to accept the minutes as presented. So moved. Second.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those disapproved, no. Okay. Has anybody, would be the time to come before the board, if you're not on the agenda? Okay. Resolution 18-19-1. Health changes. Did you write this up, Bill?
I did.
Okay.
This, and this, request of Mark, really, and, but it needs to be done, that's for sure. Everybody knows that Holston Valley and Johnson City Medical Center Group, Mountain States, merged, and when they did, I assume everybody knew things were gonna be changed, but one of the big changes is they wanna move the level 1 trauma center out of Kingsport, so that it doesn't have one anymore. And it will be in Johnson City, which is a considerably greater distance from the town of Rogersville. There are there's I think a cancer treatment center that they wanna move, and what else was it, Mark?
Well, there's a neonatal unit that they're not gonna.
Right, the NICU.
NICU is gonna move to Johnson City. The, infusion center, mostly it's a cancer center that used to be part of the BAE campus that's still here in
It's
Hawkins.
hematology and associates.
They're wanting to move that to behind Indian Path Hospital.
And once they do that.
Once they do, you encourage it.
It will be incurred another
You
$120
incur a facility
per
charge.
visit,
Yeah.
facility charge, because it's gonna be based through a hospital rather than its own separate entity. And Bill and myself have been there many, many times.
And I
And it's a
think,
great facility, and, but
I think that they
$120
are
a visit.
reconsidering that.
They moved it to March 3rd.
But, you know, the county's done it, I know Churchill has done it, similar resolutions to
Probably won't
this.
help, but it doesn't hurt. It definitely let them know where we
It's
stand.
not anything that, you know, people have approached me about the one that the county did, that said, well, you know, thank you for stopping them from doing that. Well, we're not
No, we
stopping
can't.
them from doing that. We're telling them we don't like it, we're telling them to,
There's
asking them
even
to
a member of this
reconsider.
hospital down here will call us.
So those are the three things, level one trauma, the NICU unit, and the hematology, center. Two to move to Johnson City, one to move to a different location within Sullivan County, but as Craig said, it would cost you an additional $150 just to go to it because they moved. So, the resolution is in opposition of the town of Rogersville on behalf of the citizens of the town of Rogersville
Well,
to
I'll make
moving
a
it.
motion, we do.
Yeah,
Have a move, you have a second?
second.
Moved and second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those disapprove, no. Okay. We have one other thing.
There's one item it's not on the agenda, and it really doesn't have to go on the agenda, it's just a discussion, information that let you know. Steve Nelson had provided me a sample code that we have to occasionally update our building codes, and this would update it to the International 2018 International Building Code.
Yeah, we have to be within 5 years
5
of the
years.
latest code that's out.
But as part of that, that particular ordinance, that it also adopts some other codes, plumbing code, let's see, what is it? Building code, residential code, plumbing code, mechanical code, fuel gas code, existing building code, property maintenance code, energy conservation code, and swimming pool code. Some of those we don't have, some of those we do have. If we adopt an omnibus bill like that, it's gonna change the entire code section of our municipal code. And so I think, Mayor, what my advice would be, and I talked to Steve about this, is to appoint a committee, with Mr. Nelson certainly on it, Mr. Hutchins on it, to look at these and come back to the Board of Mayor and Alderman with a recommendation on how we need to do this. Some of these codes that larger cities adopt may be a little burdensome for us.
So did you serve on that with them?
Well, since I'm on the
Because
planning
your
commission,
insurance and the
and I really, yeah, well, it's not that. I'd be glad to look at it, if anybody else wants to,
Anybody else wants to be on there with them, that's fine. But
I'm
those
glad
are the
to
three.
help look at that.
All right. Anything else come
Mr.
forward?
Parrott said he'd like to look at that.
I'd like to make a comment if you're, I work on a lot of buildings and so forth. I'm very much opposed to the energy code because I think it's excessive for this area around here. The International Building Code covers Canada all the way down some parts of South America. And so the energy code is very, very specific in regard to several insulation requirements and weather requirements and things like that. And I've seen it raise the cost of buildings, residential buildings and commercial buildings. I'm absolutely opposed to the town adopting the energy code.
Well, unfortunately, we already have it.
But let me ask you a question, do we have to totally adopt it, or can we?
No, we can pick and choose.
We can pick and choose,
Yeah,
okay.
and that's might be what the committee looks at and recommends, that's why I wanna look at it, but there's already, the energy code's already been adopted some years ago here. May wanna do away with it, I don't know, but that will be a discussion we have at a later time.
If anybody else wants to look at that with me,
I'll help.
Doing a good job.
I'll help.
You will?
I'll help.
I need to put Craig on.
I'll help. If you need me, I'll help.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna put
That's
you on
fine,
the meeting.
that's fine, I'll help.
That's it.
Anybody else?
And we'll need to meet on that fairly quickly because we have to, we're already having compliance with the state.
Oh, I understand. You have a second?
You know where I'm at, second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Those disapprove, no.
Short and sweet.
Thank you very much.
So we like it.
What's going on with the, powerhouse?
That's for the flowery language in the resolution.
Another contract.
Well, we had
Yeah, because Peter didn't think about this. So we added that, and this, it got to be a real mess. Well, that would run real well.
We'll say that.
Okay, I was just wondering what if there's anything to update on the power law.
I met another contractor today who does restorations, that sort of thing. I've had thoughts on how to restore false fires. I'm gonna get a third one.
Okay. Have you got a cost estimate yet from any of those guys that looked at it? How bad is it? Just to keep it from falling down.
We wanna try to stabilize it first,
Yeah.
maybe restore the exterior, and then
What's the first phase to just stabilize it? How much is that gonna cost?
It's awesome, man. You wouldn't believe people's using it.
Okay. What about the Blue Spring House? That hasn't been knocked down yet. Have you heard anything about that? Is it gone? No. I didn't see it. But I didn't notice.
You don't. You do not notice that it's gone.
But it's behind a bunch of trees. There was. Well, okay. I wanted to get a picture of that. What day did you do that?
It's been a while. I've been a month.
Are you joshing me? I think you're joshing me. Did you know he's a pro bass fisherman? The guy that does that? We had a story over the holidays about him. He's on some pro bass tour. He won a major tournament, 2016. He's going full time this year.
Wow. They had a tournament up here in the rain and had like 40 people.
All right, well, that's gone, huh? Did they salvage the bricks?
Terrible sled, wasn't it?
Just threw it on the camper?
Which really is.
I would have, if it was me, I would have put the bricks in a pile somewhere. And even though somebody didn't want them right now, somebody might want them later.
There's a huge demand.
Yeah.
There really is. And they're not making any more.
No. Okay, all right, thanks.
But anyway, we're still working on the how long.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I get more away than I use. But I'm moving.